You know, I thought I was gonna be doing mostly a lot of boondocking on this road trip in some rural desert or something like that, but then I just got pulled back to San Diego. I know I said I kind of needed a break from the urban environment, the crazy busy cities of California like San Francisco, where I've been for the most part for the past 6 months or longer at this point, but for some reason I ended up back here in San Diego, and there's something special about San Diego. It's not quite as busy as San Francisco, it's way more laid back, and I realized, like, what was I gonna do out in the middle of the desert? I'm just gonna sit out there and just hang out and relax, but I'm not gonna be able to surf, I'm not really gonna be able to do too much else. And then I remembered Fiesta Island here, and it's like, why would I not just camp out here during the day, go stealth camp at night, and then come back and spend the next day here? It is absolutely beautiful here right now, and there's really not too many people around. I think because it's getting to be the winter time, and also just because it is the middle of the week. So it's been pretty quiet. You know, I've been relatively unbothered here all afternoon, and I was able to get in an awesome surf session this morning in North County at another one of my favorite waves up there. It's just really nice to be able to surf without freezing my butt off like I have been in Northern California. Speaking of surfing, at this point I am absolutely starving. I accidentally surfed through lunch today, and it's like 4 o'clock, and all I've had is like a bowl of cereal and some cheese and crackers, so I'm about to have a little bit of a feast right here. Shannon's been getting me into these like fake chicken nuggets here. They're like the best things ever. I think they're actually better than real chicken nuggets, so I'm gonna make some of those, saute those up on the new frying pan that I picked up yesterday at Walmart. Pretty nice little frying pan, make some fried rice, and then probably have some salad as well, and I'm probably gonna eat everything on this table. Definitely pretty simple, but it's hitting the spot. And now I'm eating a salad for dessert. So some of you might have already noticed, but in case you didn't, there is now a piano in here. This section that we designed specifically for the piano is working out pretty well. There were a few issues though. I had to do some emergency surgery when I first got to the island here a little while ago. When I got this piano, I ordered it a few days ago and I had it shipped to my friend's place in Los Angeles. And upon trying to fit it in here, we realized that it didn't really fit. It's not really that we didn't measure the space correctly. We definitely had the right dimensions, but the section here where the stove is, it kind of drops. You can see it kind of drops a little bit below the countertop area, and that little section was rubbing up against the piano. It's actually scratched it a little bit, so definitely not okay. Something that I needed to take care of right away. So what I did is I ran over to Home Depot this morning. I picked up a couple of pieces of like 1/2-inch wood that they had from like the scrap wood section or whatever it is, and then I bought a little hacksaw, like a little junior saw, and I just it worked really well. I cut it up and then added it as a little bit of a spacer. So basically just lifted the counter up 1/2 inch, and now I can have the stove screwed in all the way, and the piano fits in absolutely perfectly. It's not going to get scratched up anymore, but it was definitely a bit of a problem. You know, it's just because this stove was dropped a little bit too low that it was causing issues, but it should be good from here on out. to just camp here for the night, but unfortunately they do not allow vehicles on the island past 10 p.m. like I said earlier, so I'm gonna have to go stealth camp somewhere in the city. I think tonight I'm gonna run to a Starbucks, just try to get caught up on some editing. I'm really far behind at this point, and I kind of want to hang out all day by the beach tomorrow while I'm here in San Diego, and probably the next day as well, so that means at night I gotta be really productive and get some editing done, so that's what I'm gonna go do this evening. Hanging out here again this afternoon at Fiesta Island, pretty much the same spot that I was at yesterday afternoon. I actually got to meet up with Brian, Adventure Van Man. He's been in town, so Brian, it was really awesome getting a chance to see you again. I hadn't seen Brian in like over a year, so it was a lot of fun. We just hung out for a little bit and chatted, and now I've just been hanging out and working pretty much the rest of the afternoon here from the van. But I figured this was a better office than Starbucks. At least it has a better view. Say it has been really nice being back in San Diego. There's something kind of special about this city for me. I don't know, I guess you could say it's like the roots of my van life experience. You know, it's not the first place that I lived in the element. You know, when I first hit the road, I was on the East Coast, and then I kind of slowly made my way out here. But I'd say by like month 2 or month 3, I was living in San Diego in the element, and it's kind of like where I was figuring out how to live in a van, and I made some videos back then. That's when I first started the YouTube channel. I don't know, I feel like I kind of have a foundation here in San Diego. I picked up my first seasonal job while I was here teaching surf lessons as a surf instructor. I actually did that for 2 summers. Spent about 5 months here back in 2016, and then again during the summer of 2017. And like I said, it's just kind of where I was learning to live in a van. I joined Planet Fitness for the first time here. My home gym is technically here in San Diego. I actually went there this morning to shower, so that was kind of weird, you know. And that was like while I was figuring out how to shower while living in a van, while I was living in the element, what the best way to do that was. And I don't know, it's just like all these things as I've been cruising around the city. It's bringing back a lot of memories, I guess, just because of the fact that San Diego was home for me for a while I was living in the element. It kind of holds a special place in my heart. I went through some difficult things here. I had like a staph infection that first summer that I was here. It was kind of scary. It looked like it was going to be really bad, and it really was not a lot of fun to deal with, but went through that for like a month while I was here. I have really enjoyed being back here, and I think that's going to make leaving tomorrow all the more difficult. I think by tomorrow afternoon, though, I'm going to start making my way back up towards LA. I'm going to see my good friend up there one more time, and then continue on back to San Francisco. Shannon gets back to the United States on Sunday morning, so I want to get back up there and pick her up at the airport and see her. I really miss her, so I'm looking forward to getting back up north, but at the same time, I'm going to be really looking forward to coming back to San Diego at some point, hopefully within the next few months, and spending some more time here. So it's been a couple of days at this point here, and I'm actually reshooting this clip, this closing clip, for a second time. And the reason that I decided to do that, as I was editing this footage and starting to edit this footage last night, I noticed something really interesting in one of the drone shots, and maybe some of you guys might have caught this in that little cinematic sequence there as the drone is flying over the lineup of surfers and kind of approaching land. You can see at the beginning of the shot in the bottom left-hand corner that something pops out of the water. And I've been looking at this thing and like zooming in and trying to figure out what it is, because it's not a small thing, whatever it is. It's definitely not just like a fish. So it's like breaching. And you know, when I was out there for a couple of hours taking a lot of video that morning. Whatever this thing is, I don't think it's a dolphin, because I didn't see dolphins the whole morning I was out there. Normally there's dolphins together and they're cruising around and they're just, you know, doing their thing. There were no dolphins ever the entire morning. So, but I don't know if there's any marine biologists out there, if you want to weigh in on this and let me know, like the way that it comes up out of the water and the way that it kind of like breaches and like turns to its side and does that whole thing. I thought it was kind of interesting, and I wanted to share that with you guys and point it out in case you didn't notice it. And that's pretty much it, guys. You know, I'm now back in the Bay Area. I actually met up with a viewer along the way, a subscriber who's been following along for a long time, and he has probably the best self-built camper that I've ever seen in my life, and we decided to shoot a tour video of it, so that's all going to be part of the next video. I'm pretty excited about getting started on editing that once I finish up with this one here, but I think that pretty much sums it up for this one. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you all in the next one.